These are the red flags to watch out for when picking a financial advisor, experts say. And there are basically 4 red flags in this story. Let's run through them and get your take.
Well, I have not yet read the story, but I'm going to guess some of the red flags here.
You mentioned them on the air.
Well, if somebody is trying to sell you a product the first 10 minutes they meet you, that's probably not a long-term financial advisor. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that product may not be appropriate for the person, et cetera. But if you're looking for a relationship that's going to be a real financial planner and plan out, your retirement or your investing strategy over a long period of time, a product pitch in 10 minutes is probably not what you're looking for, right?
I'm grinning because when we plan for this show, anytime anything seems to gravitate even in the direction of discussing product, you shut it down. No. I don't want to sound like some kind of pitch man talking about products.
And that's just it.
I want to talk about planning and relationships.
We utilize investment products. We have to utilize insurance products as a true holistic planner. We have to use Medicare products, life insurance products. We could use annuities. We can use investment vehicles like stocks, bonds, mutual funds. We can use private equity. We can use hedge funds. We can use alternative investments, gold, silver. Those are the things that make up the portfolios, right? And they're going to be different and tailored to the client's needs, but you can't understand that, with a 10 or 15-minute conversation. So typically we start our planning process. What are you trying to accomplish? And most of our clients are looking for a retirement plan specific. And again, there's no retirement without income. So we start with an income plan, and then we do a tax plan off of that income plan, your projected taxation. And that's where we provide significant value in the front end, showing people just a few strategies out of our 150 that we've got plus in the tax arena. Just a few of them, we can lower your tax bill throughout your lifetime, throughout your retirement, typically by a significant sum. And then that's less risk you have to take in said products or investments in the mix you choose to allocate your assets. So the red flags here is, how long is the advisor here? You can tell me what the 4 red flags are, but I would tell you, what are the credentials the advisor has? What licensings does he have? What experiences does he have? Does he have any certifications, et cetera? We have a multitude of them in the building, right? And not all advisors are going to go through and get all the same certifications. We employ multiple certified financial planners, one of the most commonly known. We have one of our gentlemen going through the CFA program, Chartered Financial Analyst. This is on the portfolio side of the math, right? I've earned over 14 licenses in my career and had several designations. We don't really talk about them because the relationship really matters. You should be comfortable first and foremost with the team you're working with. And I don't know what the flags are there, but I would be very leery of what I call a solo advisor that's just a one-man shop. It's kind of like a master of none, a generalist that just doesn't have any expertise. We just had on the show a resident authority on Medicare. Each of our advisors is assigned an area to really go deep in so that we have a team approach. So we think it should be a team approach. I want you to know the difference between what's called a suitability recommendation and a fiduciary recommendation. We are fiduciaries. However, when we take off our fiduciary hat, if we have to recommend an insurance product, that is based on a suitability sale, and we get paid a commission from that product. We do have insurance licenses. We simply disclose this to the clients. It should be transparent.
Lack of transparency, that's one of the red flags.
So clients should know, listen, and it's okay. Clients do not have a problem. They expect you to get paid, but be upfront and transparent on how you get paid. And we actually explain that in the first meeting with clients, exactly how we get paid, because that's really important. So then there's what we could call conflicts of interest. And technically in the terms are potential conflicts. Well, reality is always a conflict of interest. If you hire me, Chip, I'm going to make money. So that is a conflict of interest because I'm motivated to have you hire me so I can make, no matter how big or small that income is that we make, we will make money off of it. And we are a for-profit entity.
But let's go back to that term fiduciary, because a fiduciary is not a broker just churning, doing transactions and earning commissions. Yeah. Remind people what a fiduciary does.
Well, they have to do what's in your best interest, even if it's not in theirs, period. All right, real simple. And they're legally obligating to do that when they sign a contract. All RIAs are acting on the fiduciary. However, if they're like us and they're going to at least do a true holistic plan, life insurance is a real part of your plan, Medicare, and we earn compensation from those products that's not fee-based, et cetera. But just understanding those relationships is really important. I was a broker broker when I first started in this industry, working for Payne Weber all those years ago. And I got paid on transactions. And I used to always tell people it was real simple. When I started in this business, Chip, the advice was free of charge. You had to pay me for the execution. Today, it's the other way around. You're paying for the advice, and the execution is typically a commodity.
The only thing we haven't covered, it says red flag, you wouldn't swipe right. In other words, you just don't feel comfortable. But it's true. There has to be a genuine relationship there. If there isn't, then you should be questioning whether you're with the right advisor.
Yeah, just do they bring all the expertise and experience you want for the type of planning you're looking for? Hey, if you're looking for more content like this, make sure you check out these videos, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when we publish more content that will help you retire smart. Thanks for watching.